Hey everyone.
Wait.
I fucking knew it. What, Taylor?
What are we going to be talking about?
He's gonna discuss that.
Did you not pay attention during our prep meeting?
I was. I just wanted to clarify.
I will put the book right in front of you. That way we can both look. Okay? See this right here?
So what's that arrow?
That's how I moved it.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is the new order.
Got it, I got it. So
but I didn't want to rewrite it.
So are we going top to bottom?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Left or right?
Awesome. So, hi guys. This talking right now currently is Eric from Player 6, and I am here with everyone else from Player 6.
Yay!
So we have Mark. Mark, say hi.
Hello.
We have Braden. Braden,
Hey,
Braden, say hi.
Hi guys.
There you go. Yeah.
Got
Taylor.
Shout out to him.
You told them to say hi.
Say something.
Something.
Ambrose, say hi.
Hello.
Chloe, say hi.
Hi.
Hey, there's everyone.
Say hi. Hey Lou. Who's Lou?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Oh.
There's a Lou listening.
There's a loophole.
Oh.
Funny bastard. Okay, so quick moment to discuss some things here with the channel and with the podcast and how we're structuring things. This will be the last podcast that goes up on a Monday. Yes. So from now on, our podcast will be moved to Saturdays around the same time, so probably noonish to 11 to 1-ish, around lunchtime for most people in... What time zone are we? We're in Mountain Time. So that's...
The time of the mountain.
So noon Mountain Time, so that's 2 Eastern, 1 Central, 11 Pacific, and if you're anywhere else, you can find out for yourself, because I do not know my time zones.
Your phone will tell you that.
Exactly. Or, just sign up to get notifications for when we upload things, and then you'll find out that way. That's a shameless plug. Anyway, so yeah, we're moving the podcast to Saturdays, because that way we feel like we can get some more quality content on all parts of our channel. So we can have 6 videos six videos total during the week, 5 of which would be on a weekday, and then on Saturdays we'll have the awesome, amazing podcast that you guys love so much. So be sure to tune in on Saturday because we will have our first one this Saturday. Yeah. Anyone else want to chime in on that?
This Saturday. Sorry, that's all I got.
You can't do the Sunday thing with Saturday.
Saturday.
There you go. Cool. So the first topic that I want to talk about personally has been all of the drama that's going on with YouTube.
Oh, fuck me.
And if people aren't familiar with that, there's tons of drama, so pick your favorite one. And
You can't make fun of anybody anymore.
that's true. It seems like you can't make fun of anybody, because if so, they'll sue you and bring you to jail. My favorite one, though, was this whole, the Counter-Strike lottery system stuff. Mainly because it has, video game implications, and also 2 of my favorite YouTubers who got caught up in that. So does everyone know what that is?
You should just explain it for all intents.
I was wondering if someone else wanted to too. But that works.
It's a thing
Taylor's
with
got it.
what's his face, and they did the thing, and they weren't like.
This is called docking.
They got together and docked a little bit.
For those of you who don't know what that is, we'll have a picture of Ambrose and Mark with their, doing the docking.
Or you could just Google it.
It's going to be a picture of YouTube docking.
Okay, I'm done.
So
Docking. Go for it.
Demonstrating what it is.
Never mind. Taylor.
so 2 of the biggest CS:GO streamers, they started to promote a website called CS:GO Lotto, where you can go onto the website, put up your skins for your guns and stuff, and kind of like do a lottery pit to win the skins or to sell them and get money out of it. And so they go on this website and they're like, look at this, check out this great new website we found. It does all this cool, we've made so much money. Like, oh look, I made $800. Oh yeah, cool. They're putting forth their biggest skins and they're making all this money. And then it was found out that they actually owned the website. So they could have been altering the winnings to make it look like they were winning a lot of money on the YouTube videos. And a lot of people were really pissed about this, and they were legal actions were taken against them because of it.
Well, further on that, on the rigging it thing, was actually noticed in one of the videos that the one one YouTuber was using a bot owned by the company, so even if he were to lose and be like, oh, I lost all this money, it still went to the company which he was the key owner in, so
Yeah,
he
which
actually
he owns.
didn't lose.
Which he
the
could
still-
then turn around and put it back on his account.
Yeah.
So with this whole thing, it's not really a horrible thing to play on your own site, you know? Granted, it's a gambling thing where you can win money, so that has more implications. But as far as, like, promoting something that you own, that's not a bad thing, right? Like, publicity is publicity. If you want to go out of your way to promote your own thing, then you should be able to do that. However, the big issue was that they never said they owned it. There's video of, you know, them being like, oh, I found this awesome new website, and then there's nothing in the description, nothing in the video that say, hey, I own this, or hey, I was paid for this type of thing. And then they, after this all blew up, they went back and changed that, so now in the description of things, it's like, oh, don't gamble if you're not 18, but it still isn't like, hey, I own this shit. So, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
I kind of feel like if you're being paid or like sponsorship or something, like I feel like you should kind of disclaimer that like in the first place before you start saying anything, so people like know
Exactly.
like, hey, you know, he's supposed to say good things about it. But like I know I think there was something else that happened with PewDiePie too, that he gave like a good review about something, and it turns out that he never said that you're sponsored by it or whatever. But I guess according to like the contract or whatever, you know, whatever's going on with it, that you know he had to put it in the description, but it was under the fold, so you didn't see it at first glance.
Exactly.
So I kind of feel like with sponsorship, it should be something you say outright before you decide to say, hey, look what I got. Look.
And on that, like, I think it's fine. Like, if you wanna run a lotto site for this, I understand that like these skins are worth like a lot of money and all of this stuff, but it needs to be done in a legal way. Age verification. If you own the site that you're promoting, like Eric said, like you'd be like, hey guys, I created this lotto site for this. You guys should come check it out because you're my fans, and you guys should use this one because it's mine. It's really cool. Instead of just being like, look at all this money I won. Oh my god, this is totally a fake.
Yeah, it sounds like it was more like a manipulative tactic to just get people to get on the site and make them more money, which doesn't bother me in the first rate, but if they just would have said something, then, I mean, it doesn't matter. People need to do what they need to do to make money.
And
Yeah.
the area I have the biggest issue with was in some of the videos, they were, in my opinion, I felt like they were pressuring minors into doing this, which is illegal in the first place, without their parental permission. These kids were taking their parents' money and gambling with it because they looked up to these YouTubers. The parents didn't really know what was going on. And I think that's just really, like, fucked up and twisted to get 13-year-olds involved in this and tell them to take their parents' money. And
Yeah, I also think it's kind of, I guess, sketchy. I mean, if you have your own business and you want to promote it, that's cool. But like, I guess it depends on what the business is. So if you're doing like the whole like gambling thing with skins, like I also feel like you shouldn't partake in it just because you could have the power to influence
Definitely.
whatever's going on.
And there was a huge, I think the FBI or someone ended up investigating DraftKings and FanDuel, who do gambling for, you know, daily fantasy sports. And people from one, I don't remember which one, people from Company A were not allowed to bet within Company A, so they would go to Company B and use the formulas they were using to come up with all of the projections and stuff, and then win money from their competitor.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, so now it's like if you work for one of these companies, you're not allowed to gamble on any of them. Like if you work in that industry, you are not allowed to do it, and if you're like directly related, which most of the time, like gambling companies aren't that popular, so like it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But it's pretty common sense that you shouldn't gamble on your own website, right?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't really make sense to me
That's like,
that you would even do that.
it just, I don't know, it kind of really upset me. I watched a lot of stuff on it. Eric brought it up to my attention. It was like trending on Facebook, I think. It was like a big news story. And then what really pissed me off was like one of the guys, I think it was the day after the story broke, made this YouTube video where he was like, I always disclosed it and I never wanted to hurt minors. And everyone always knew that I did this. And I don't know why all these people are hating on me and stuff. When they
Sounds
knew
like a
me.
victim. He's playing
Yeah, he's
victim
playing
card.
I totally did.
And I was like, you know, I want to come find you and kick your ass. Like,
There was even another video after that where it was his apology video, and he started out with like deep breaths and like preparing himself, and then like cuddling and like kissing his dog on the forehead, like totally trying to make people feel bad for him. even though he's the one who fucked everyone over. Like, you make a living off of doing this YouTube stuff and have no worries in the world, driving nice cars, living in a like $1 million house probably, like all this stuff.
Many times.
And then you're gonna come here and play the victim for that. Like, your livelihood's not gonna be ruined. You didn't lose this money. Like, that's what upset me the most.
And like, I don't think he realizes like if it comes to light, like he could get indicted and shit, and like he doesn't even seem to care.
I mean, he's got teams of lawyers, so.
Yeah, but
What other kind of YouTube complaints?
oh man, I have one. So I watched my fair share of gaming and shit, but there's also I watched my fair share of other YouTube videos, and I came across this drama with this super famous YouTuber. I don't even know why she's a famous YouTuber, Trisha Paytas.
Oh, because she's got fake tits and wears a lot of makeup.
Yeah, like she's like,
Shots fired.
she drives like a pink Mercedes G-Wagon.
Is she the one who reads really, really fast?
She reads really, really fast, and she's blonde, and she's like.
She's the one that was like, I don't know, a while ago there was something that went viral about on like Facebook or something.
The dogs have brains.
Yeah.
It's her.
Okay.
She's the one that's really good friends with Shane Dawson.
Really
Yes.
good friends with Shane Dawson. But anyway, so like for the most part, I'm like, okay, you're just an idiot. You know, I'm not gonna watch your videos. I've come across her, but then the other day I was noticing this trending thing where all these other YouTubers that kind of talk about YouTube drama were talking about this. She's in this pattern where she has these millions and millions of subscribers, these little 13-year-old fangirls that are vicious, and like she dates a guy and then they have a bad breakup, and then she goes online and she posts a video. She's like, yeah, we broke up and it's super sad and he hurt me and I'm so, I don't want you guys to go after him and attack him and stuff. Just please don't, but also feel bad for me. And then, so of course, by making that video, she's influencing all these like 13-year-old catty girls to go be pissed and attack these guys online. If she didn't really want to have these guys like attacked on Twitter and all this shit, she wouldn't do it in the first place, right? And so there's all these YouTubers calling her out on it. And she's like, she's pulling the whole card. I'm like, that's not what I meant. I'm not trying to play victim and get my fans to attack these people. And I don't know, it just pisses me off because if you're a mature adult like she claims to be and educated and all this shit like she claims to be, you don't do that. You have a breakup. You talk if you want to talk about it on a YouTube channel, it's fine. Lots of people do it, but don't play victim and get your fans to go attack people. That's just
witch hunt.
What?
Like she's like starting a witch hunt.
Yeah, she's starting a witch hunt,
Stuff,
and it's
and that's
super annoying.
Stupid.
And it's literally because she's got like these millions and millions of subscribers, and they're all these like little young people that don't know what they're doing.
She's the T Swift of YouTube.
Oh,
Yes.
more shots fired.
Oh.
I can't! I can't!
No retort?
You are the Taylor Swift lover of here, so.
It's just, there's a lot of hate going around with Taylor Swift lately, and
What's the drama actually with Taylor Swift and Kanye and Kim?
Oh, this
Fuck
is a
faces.
good segue.
the
Taylor knows.
yeah,
What?
yeah.
I mean,
Do tell.
Well, okay, so Kanye's got a new song,
Is
Okay.
that the fantasy?
yeah,
Oh, nice.
and
Oh,
you
close
know
enough.
he had some lyrics, they're like, I made Taylor Swift famous, blah blah blah. I think he even called her a bitch.
I made the bitch.
I made that bitch famous.
The lyric is, sometimes I think that Taylor and I will still have sex because I made that bitch famous.
So he calls her. He goes, Taylor, this is the lyric. Can I use this? And Taylor Swift's like, oh my gosh, yes, that's so respectful that you call me and tell me, like, this it's really cool of you to actually like get permission. Like, I love it. That's a great lyric. Cool. Yeah.
She even called it a compliment.
Yeah, she's like, that's all like a really big compliment. Okay, cool, thank you. That's great. And he's like, yeah, cool. So then the song comes out, and all of a sudden Taylor Swift's like, what the hell? I know that's not cool. I'm like, you said it, he asked for permission. It was cool. So then Kim Kardashian takes a Snapchat of the conversation that went down, and like, there's proof that she agreed to it. But apparently she didn't agree to, because she didn't hear the lyric, I made that bitch famous. Because then it was, that was attacking her.
It was character assassination.
Character assassination, yeah. It was attacking her. And that was fucked up. So then they had to go into like legalities and everything. It was like, well, okay. She didn't know she was being recorded, blah, blah. Well, that turns out that in California, because that's where Kanye was, and then
Oh.
in Tennessee, which is where Taylor Swift was, only one person has to know that it's being recorded, and that's at Scooter. So she has no legal ground, and she literally there's nothing she can do about it. She's just gonna have to
She
be
can
upset.
still sue civilly.
Yeah.
But she cannot sue criminally, if I remember right.
And
Civilly is a lot harder,
yeah, so she just kind of threw a hissy fit for fun,
basically.
thinking she could get money out of it or something, but
You know,
that card.
that girl is more drama. Like, she was this like idol for all these young girls and stuff, and now she's just turning into a bitch, and I hate it. Like, people used to look up to her, and now she's just like this power hungry witch.
Well, alrighty then.
Shots fired on T Swizzle. Any other drama we want to talk about?
That was my YouTube drama. It just pissed me off when I found out about that the other day.
The one that really pisses me off is the FouseyTube bullshit.
I don't know about that.
Oh,
Okay,
fuck.
FouseyTube, aka the Tupac of YouTube, as he likes to call himself, is a piece of shit, and I don't even care about saying that because I fucking hate him. He got really big for doing prank videos, and then it came out that all of his prank videos are fake and staged.
Oh.
So now he's kind of like this half prank, half vlog, half whatever. So a couple weeks ago, him and another big YouTuber named Rice Gum. I don't know if you guys know who he is. I didn't know about him, but apparently he's kind of popular.
Rice gum?
Rice Gum. Anyway,
I don't know.
Creativity's lost.
yeah, they decided they were going to do a collab video. So they did a collab video, and then they started talking shit to each other on Twitter, and everyone was like, "Oh, okay, this is the new drama." Well, then Rice Gum posted a video on Facebook, which was of Rice Gum outside of FouseyTube's apartment arguing, and then he sucker punched him. But the video didn't show a sucker punch. It showed him kind of pushing him away a little bit and acting like it, and then running. And that was it. And everyone was like, "Oh my god, Rice Gum sucker punched FouseyTube outside his apartment. Oh my god," fangirling the shit out of it.
But it was fake.
But it was fake. Oh my god, they're friends. And then FouseyTube and Rice Gum made a video that was talking about how they just hate YouTube drama, and the reason they did it was to show how easy it was to get away from or to detract from real stuff, and every time drama is center stage, people flock to it, and how stupid it was, and how you guys shouldn't watch it. You should watch positive people like us. And he even went as far to call out 3 really big YouTubers, including Keemstar and Philip DeFranco. And all 3 of them, all 3 of the people who he were yeah, totally manipulated them into thinking it was real, and see how it worked out. All 3 of them, when it was posted, were all this is fucking fake. Neither of those channels were oh man, yeah, he Rice Gum sucker punched him, and man, I don't know what's going on, and trying to do this. No one thought it was real, of the people he was trying to call out, at least. So now he's getting a shit ton of flack from people like Leafy and all this shit, all because he wanted to get video or views and subscribers and shit. That's all it was. It was just a publicity stunt in what most people see as the worst way possible right now on YouTube, because drama is so big and people hate it so much. And to me, I didn't like FouseyTube in the first place, but now I definitely fucking hate him even more.
Fair enough.
I just think that's the stupidest way to go about trying to promote your channel. He's got 9 million subscribers. He doesn't need that help.
Oh my god. Oh, do you have something more?
Eric was talking, and that reminded me of some YouTube drama that happened with Sam Fisher.
Yeah.
Sam Pepper?
Sam Pepper.
Yes, I was just about to talk about that.
So he used to, I don't know, I don't watch his videos, but he used to make a lot of prank videos, and some of them weren't very tasteful in the way that he was executing his videos. And then there was also a lot of legal drama in the fact that there were some young girls who were accusing him of
Sexual things.
It was sexual things, and so the entire YouTube community just kind of fucking wrecked him.
And he's back. He's back now.
Was he making the same kind of videos?
No. So now he does daily vlogs about how he's changed his life and turned everything around. Even though he's still banned from
Looking at him, he's a total douche.
Yeah. Even though he's still banned from Playlist, he's still banned from VidCon. He's not allowed at any YouTube event.
He's trying to rebuild his character,
Yeah.
personally and for YouTube.
He he picked a fight with I can't think of her name, another YouTuber, and like threw a drink in her face like at a YouTube party, and he's just a like all around piece of shit, and he's like trying to get his fandom back.
Did he like get convicted or anything?
I don't
Did
think
he
so.
have sexual relations with those women?
He was convicted of none of the sexual assaults, but don't quote me, I think he was convicted of like actual assault, like he beat the shit out of somebody.
Oh, shit.
I don't remember hearing about any convictions or anything. Any other drama stuff?
Not on YouTube, not that I can think of.
So you mentioned something earlier, if I remember right, about H3H3?
Oh, yeah. I didn't look into it too much because I'm not like a big fan of H3H3, or like I don't watch their videos. But apparently because H3H3 does, like what a couple of other YouTubers do is where they'll find another video and they'll make commentary on it or give their thoughts. And so H3H3 did that to one guy's videos, and the other guy called him for like copyright claims and like attacking him and all this stuff. So they had to go to court for it. And H3H3, they're not a very like wealthy channel. They don't have the kind of funds that they need for this. So like Philip DeFranco set up a Kickstarter to raise the money for it, and that fired off, and they were able to pay for the legal fees. But whether they won or not, I don't know. I think it's still going on. But I know there's that. That was a little dumb.
The interesting thing about that, like Mark and I talked about a little bit earlier, the copyright laws allow you to make commentary on everything as long as you give credit to that. Like our channel could comment on an entire movie or a song or anything.
Exactly.
And it's completely legal as long as we say, produced by this studio, this movie,
And there are certain small deviations from that, like from newbie and stuff like that. But as far as YouTube goes, it's exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, like
So we would be creating content for the purpose of providing commentary or entertainment opinions on copyrighted work.
it's the same reason when people like unbox an iPad and they like give their commentary on like the lightning port or whatever.
Mhm.
You can't stop people from
From
having
doing
an
that.
opinion.
Yeah. So that would be interesting to see how it pans out, because it looks like that random dude doesn't have any ground to stand on. But the legal system is very weird nowadays, especially in America.
I went to the wrong field.
So let's move on to probably what I would consider after YouTube drama. Probably the second biggest thing in the news recently, and that is Pokemon Go.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I know.
Catch 'em all, Pokemon.
I know that some people here don't play the game and are probably sick and tired of hearing about it.
I'm not sick and tired of hearing about it. I'm sick and tired of it flooding my news sources. Like, I do daily reading on various websites, and it just fills up. Like Reddit and The Verge and all these websites. Like, I'm like, Pokemon Go is cool. It's a great idea. It's
The Verge.
fan-fucking-tastic.
I love
Just
it.
don't play it.
I love it. Like I'm in Mark's boat. I don't play it. I go walk with you guys all the time when you play it. It's super fun. I love the idea and what it's doing. It's getting kids out and it's like bringing people together and like you see neighborhoods full of people talking again. Super cool. Just not my thing. But like Mark said, all of my fucking news sources every day. Like even just scrolling through my social media. It's like I get it. It's cool. You caught a Charizard bullshit thingy. It's cute. It's adorable. Oh, you named it something punny. Ha. Moving on.
How long has Pokemon Go been out?
Oh,
weeks.
in America, a few weeks.
Like 2 weeks?
2,
or
3
something?
weeks.
3
3 weeks.
But they just announced their like advertising model for it, didn't they? So
Yep.
like, I read an article about it, but I don't think it really like delved into like how they advertise. But from what I understand, it's basically like companies can just put up like Pokestops or something like at their business and offer like deals and like if you're trainer level 5+, coming in for like $10 off.
That's really clever.
They're actually already working with McDonald's.
Like,
Right. Yeah, and hopefully to move over to America because and I thought the reasoning behind it was cool because like I'm not a fan of McDonald's. Like they're just I know, but like the food in the past when we were growing up, like they weren't nearly as health conscious as they should have been with what they were doing. Anyway, that's all back in bullshit and why I don't like them. But anyway, I thought it was a really good idea that they do it at McDonald's because everyone has free Wi-Fi. No matter where you are, a McDonald's is usually within walking or driving distance. Yeah, you can just go and hang out and use all of that stuff for fun. And I think that's like probably the best partnership they probably could have came up with. And I mean, it's Nintendo and McDonald's, two of the biggest companies in the world.
They're
It
gonna.
was going to happen one way or another.
At first, when they first announced it, I saw the headlines. I'm like, oh, Pokemon Go is going to have advertisements. And my first thought was, if pop-ups are on this game, I am never playing this.
You would like pop up a Charizard, and he would be like branded with like Burger King shit. Like
Holding a Whopper. Like,
he has like the fucking mascot head and shit instead of the regular one. Like it'd be like Nacho Libre fucking Pikachu from the game
Pokken tournament.
or Pokken Tournament. Yeah, I was thinking the Sapphire and Ruby remakes.
I think what they're gonna do for advertisements is when you're walking around on the map, there's gonna be billboards.
no.
That would
Oh,
actually
that'd
be
be
kind of
really
funny.
And that's what I was thinking they would do with it.
That'd be kind of
I think if they have some way to display it like in-game where it's not too like intrusive, like I think that would be a pretty solid idea.
I feel like the only thing that would piss me off is if it was like, oh, I'm hatching an egg, cool, and then right when it, like, you know, the Pokemon pops out, it's like, to continue, please watch this ad. And then, like, that would piss me the fuck off. Like, I knew they wouldn't do it, but, like, I saw someone
I think
make
Nintendo is going to make it a really clever platform.
Oh, no,
for,
they totally
I mean,
will.
they've already made a shit ton of money, but they're going to make it so that players are going to be okay with it.
And like, again, it's like such a cooler creative idea. Like, even though I'm not super like, I love that partnership with like McDonald's and stuff because like, even though it's McDonald's, it's still bringing people together and like.
I'm curious to see how much they make if you have these partnerships and advertisements, because right now the only way they're making money is from the in-game purchases.
Mhm.
So, as a financial standpoint, and people who like value the company, Nintendo's like value went up $7 billion with the release of Pokemon Go, but they're not making that much. And people got really excited about that, and that's why you saw like the stock jump up super high and all that shit. But they're only making, I don't know, there's how much money have you guys put into Pokemon Go? The ones who are playing.
Zero.
So you guys have put nothing in. Taylor, have you bought anything?
Sure.
I think I spent like $5 once or something like that. And I know people who have spent over $400.
There's the Pokemon group, like a team like Lugia or whatever.
Yeah.
And somebody posted in there like, yeah, look at my charges or whatever Pokemon Go, and it's like, a couple $100. And I was like, Jesus, like the only thing I would buy are egg incubators so I can
Yeah.
hatch like 9 at once.
That makes sense. But like I know people who put in like 400, 500 people. There's rumor of people who put in thousands, but like not everyone's going to buy stuff for this game. So like they can't be making that much from that. However, I did see that they officially in America took over the #1 most popular mobile game ever, beating out Candy Crush, which I thought was super cool.
I read that during their debut on the App Store, Pokemon Go had the most downloads in its debut week than any other app ever. Which
That's
was
impressive.
remarkable.
It's like I just think that when you get something like Nintendo has, it's a franchise within itself.
This IP, like Pokemon in and of itself,
It will never stop. I don't think it will ever stop because I've seen kids who had never played Pokemon before in their life walking with their parents playing Pokemon Go and talking about it, and I thought that was a super the coolest thing ever.
Gotta catch that ponytail over there, son.
When we were at
Yeah,
that
it's a
age.
fire horse.
That was my favorite kid. He was so funny. But, like, I don't know, Pokemon Go has changed the world already, again, like Pokemon always has, and I think it's super cool. And, I know there are people who either like the idea and don't like seeing it, and there are people who, fucking despise it, and, like, hate that people are playing this game and walking around and shit, which I think is stupid to be pissed about.
why are you pissed about something like that?
It's
like,
right. Like, it's just old people. Like the same reason they're pissed that we can pay from our phones now. Like,
The only thing that I dislike about Pokemon Go right now is the teams. Because we walked over to a gym or whatever, and this kid came. He's like, "Oh, what teams are you guys?" So Eric's on Instinct, the yellow one, and I'm on Valor, the red one. And Eric's like, "Yeah, I'm on the yellow one." I was like, "I'm on the red one." And he goes, "Oh, Team Valor sucks." And so he starts going off. It's like, "Oh, kid, the second you turn this into like a war of some sort, like a contest or like a my color is better than yours, I'm gonna beat your ass. I will find out where you live and beat your ass because I know you started it, piece of shit." Oh, I was so mad. I was like,
I kind of agree with that.
that's why I'm like, there's rumor of having that Team Lugia where it's like no color. That's like honestly what I'd rather have. Because you drive around, it's like you can clearly tell that there's territories like, oh, yellow one's this area, red one's this area, and you walk by a group and if they're not your color, then they're probably not going to be too nice to you.
They're almost scared to make eye contact.
Yeah. It's stupid.
It's almost like living in an area where there are gangs sometimes.
See,
But we're now gangs.
this game did it to itself though. Like it's platformed off of Ingress,
Oh no, it's
and
totally.
so Ingress was a very territorial game. That was the entire purpose of the game, and so the game became designed to become territorial and own gyms and be the strongest team.
Yeah, but at what point do we cross the line of we're playing?
Yeah, the second I get told "fuck you" by a stranger is the second I'm probably
a
going to
strange young child.
Yeah, that's the second I'm going to jail for punching him.
Well, it's the same thing that like when everyone gets told "fuck you" by a stranger, like
I think that the problem is not within the game, not within the teams, but it's the different demographics who are playing the game. There are people who are like, I want to own every gym. I want to be the very best in this. And then there are people who like our friend John, who's like, I just want to catch the fucking Pokemon. I just want to see the entire Pokedex filled up. That's his only goal. Like he has like 200,000 Stardust because he doesn't care about leveling up. Like he evolves them and then puts them in the Pokedex and that's it. And like those are the people who are like, whatever, man. Like I'm not gonna play at the gym. I'm not gonna try to battle anyone. Like all of that.
Honestly, at this point, like I've kind of gotten over the whole gym thing. Like if I walk by and I see a gym that just gets beaten or whatever, I'll try to snipe the hell out of it. Like I don't even care. But like I don't want to go around and actively be like, oh, let's take this gym or let's take this gym. Fuck those guys. Fuck those guys. Like I'm Team Mystic. Cool. Like it's whatever at this point. Honestly, now that I found out that people are discovering that there's IVs and stuff in the game, I'm gonna be a Pokemon breeder in real life. Who would have known? That's what I wanted to go. I want the perfect Pokemon.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna buy one of those aprons and get the little.
I'm going all out when I'm walking around.
Oh
That
my
would be
God.
amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
See?
it just boils down to people though, and for the most part, like what I've seen in the game is like it's super friendly. Like we're walking downtown the other day, and you could just see it. You can tell who's playing, and like I don't know how many groups of people were like, "Hey, you guys playing? Oh, cool."
Every group.
And then like Aaron would be like, "Oh yeah, I just caught a like 560 whatever over here," and somebody's like, "Fuck, we gotta go get it," and then like.
Or like when we were at the lake trying to see if we can catch water Pokemon, some guy was like, yeah, there's like a level 400 like Hitmonlee over there. And we're like,
Oh yeah.
oh shit, alright, now we gotta go back around that way and we gotta see if we can find this thing. Yeah, it disappeared.
My favorite part about it is the whole egg hatching system, where it's like you have to walk this far to like hatch your egg. I was like, like I know people are being like fuckers and cheating it, but like it's like genuinely like cool to me that like they're trying to get kids to walk and exercise.
I think it's super cool. They
It's
took
like-
the super cool things from Pokemon and made it into that.
Like 10K is like
6.2 miles.
6.2 miles, so like that's a good walk if someone wants to hatch their egg. Like,
Especially one day.
yeah.
I don't know, there's been times where leaving work and then before I hop on the train, I'll be like, oh, I have like 15 minutes. I'm gonna walk around the block like once or twice. And like just to get this, just to play it, like I just have it open. And like I'm not even gonna stare at the screen, I'll just like plug in headphones and listen for the sounds or whatever. And I'll just kind of walk in, look around, have a good time, get some fresh air. Like I think it's super cool.
But like normally when I drive to work, I'll like I'll park in the parking lot or whatever, and then I'll just put my headphones in and listen to music. And I use like the game's battery saver mode, so I just turn my phone upside down and hold it, and then I just wait for it to vibrate as I'm walking across. I start catching shit. So
Yeah, it's basically what I've been doing. And you touched on the breeding system, and I'm curious to see where Pokemon Go goes from this.
Yeah, what it's going to do in the future.
I know for a fact that trading is one of the things they really want to get out there. And then that's really the only thing I've heard that they like really wanted to do. I don't know if anyone else has heard anything or wants a certain thing.
I know a lot of people are like speculating how battles are doing because they're working on doing trainer battles as well, and also making it so that like you see a Pokemon, you don't just catch it with a Pokeball, you actually have to fight it.
That would actually be kind of cool.
So they're thinking about there's some speculation that might happen, and that gym battles may be different.
That would be kind of cool.
I want a goddamn Ditto. Just throwing it out there.
Just wanted to know. Ditto to that.
Yeah.
You're welcome for that. Brain, were you going to say something?
I just wanted to touch on like one of the like more obscure things that has been coming out about the game. Like all the crazy people that think that Nintendo is partnered with Google to like steal all of your information.
Yeah, that was rather interesting.
One conspiracy theory behind it. Like you use your Google account and Google's a shareholder in Nintendo, and so they're just giving them
I read
access
so
to
much
all.
into like how paranoid people were getting about Google authentication, so you could sign in for the account, and it turned out to be a total accident that the developers requested full access to the Google account, and they just changed it to the email address.
Yeah.
And I was like, really, you think Niantic is gonna take over your fucking Google account because you're playing Pokemon?
Are they from like Denmark or something like that?
They're somewhere.
I think it's Denmark, don't quote me on that, but like some tiny Denmark company who just wants to make cool, intricate, innovative games doesn't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my god, they can sell their information. And people at work were talking, they're like one dude who is like super conservative, super like, no one needs to know where I am unless I want them to do. And then one who's like super liberal, like, Google already knows all my shit anyway. I don't give a shit.
I use my Google account for most things. Like, if someone's gonna take it, they already have it.
Yeah. And this guy was like, well, you don't understand. You see, there have been times where someone has bought a large amount of data and then used it to get back at someone for revenge. And I'm like, yeah, but what have you done in your life to like, for someone to give revenge to you like that? Like, I haven't done shit like that. I don't give a shit. Like, Google knows where I am almost 24/7, and honestly, I'm kind of okay with that right now. Like, they haven't done anything to make me not want them.
You know what makes me happy about Google knowing that? When I get in my car to go home every day, and my phone connects to Bluetooth, and my phone pops up and says, oh, it's going to take you 25 minutes to get home. So, like, I already know, like, what traffic's going to be like. I don't give a shit that they know where I am. I don't give a shit. Like, if I didn't want them to have my information, I wouldn't give it to them.
Yeah, one of my favorite things with the Google Maps is I set where my home is.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, give me directions to go home, and it's like, yeah, here you go. And I'm like, this is so convenient.
Yeah.
So like, I put my phone in my mount on my dashboard to like listen to music, and it's like, oh yeah, it'll be 25 minutes to get home, or oh, traffic is moving slow, and so you're like, oh, I need to take a different way. I'll just get out my phone and like look it up.
That blew my phone.
I'm not gonna lie, like, one of the best things about having an Apple Watch lately, and this is a side tangent, is asking for directions. Because all I have to do is, like, my hands are on the wheel, and then it'll vibrate my wrist. I look at it for half a second, and it says you need to turn, or you need to take this exit. And I'm like, this is fucking convenient. Because all I have to do is say, hey Siri, and then you just tell it what to do.
To be honest, like, okay, like, I'm totally against texting and driving and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I think that I'm a decent enough driver while I'm talking on the phone, because I normally drive with one hand anyway. And I'm a good driver. I don't think I've ever been in an accident that was, caused while I was driving. And, like, I can still, I have the ability to look at the road, drive, and talk on a conversation. It's just like talking to someone in the car, right? Granted, there are times where you have to have both hands or something happens, like a free accident. But I don't also try not to do it as much as, I can. I try to limit that. But, like, that's kind of the same thing where, like, if your hands are already up here on the wheel, like, you can just do this, look over to the left for a split second, and see, turn right, and...
Yeah, because you're always going to be checking your speed or who's behind you.
Or your mirror.
Exactly.
Yeah. But don't text or drive.
Or play Pokemon Go.
Yeah, don't Pokemon Go and
That
drive,
fucking
too.
reminds me of Pokemon Go, too. So, I saw the other day, too, at Market, we were driving here in the valley. The Utah Department of Transportation had
they have these funny signs on the interstates.
They had these LED signs on the interstates that, like, they warn you of weather or, like, an amber alert or whatever. But they had this one up the other day that said, don't
catch Pokemon, just
drive.
Yeah, pay attention to
They're usually really punny.
I saw one that
Yes,
said that Pokemon can wait or something like that.
Pokemon.
They're always on Reddit because it's hilarious.
There's with the new Star Trek movie, there's one that says save warp speed for Captain Kirk, and I was like,
Yeah.
That's funny.
so you don't speed? Alright, that's cool.
I'm going to have a little tangent one here because this one made me laugh my ass off in a really morbid way while I was driving my internship a few months ago.
Oh, good word.
I was driving down this road, down the freeway, and it said, airbags aren't pillows. Sleep before you drive.
Oh my god.
That's kind of hilarious.
And I was like, that is fucked up, but also kind of funny.
Oh my god.
Thank you, the state of Utah.
Does anyone else want to touch on anything about Pokemon Go before we move on?
I'm ready.
Catch 'em all, Pokemon.
Ebro just wants to watch the movie.
Oh my god, Lugia. Pokemon movie 2000, there it is.
So another thing that, along with Pokemon Go, because Pokemon Go is, in my mind, a really innovative thing. It's similar to the game Ingress, but it also is very different to most games, especially on the mobile end. So something that made me got me thinking is it's become pretty competitive, although it's not as competitive as esports is. But we went to Buffalo Wild Wings the other day, and while we were waiting in line, I saw that Buffalo Wild Wings has a designated time and day for an esports league.
Yes, they do.
Really?
So like you can just come to B-dubs and every TV instead of not everyone, but like a lot of the TVs, except for being like normal sports, are esports.
Uh-huh.
And I think that it's right now just CS:GO or Counter Strike or whatever one.
It
competitive.
was CS:GO and
League of Legends.
It might have been.
it was League as well. Yeah.
And I thought that was super cool because I love Buffalo Wild Wings and I love sports in general. But esports are finally starting to slowly make climb the ladder into like popular society norm things. So I want to get some of your guys' opinions on that.
I think it's cool.
Well,
Thanks.
thanks.
Can you elaborate on why you think it's cool, Ambrose?
Well, I mean, I just think with our society, like it's kind of you either play baseball, football, like traditional physical sports, but I mean, like playing these multiplayer games like requires the same amount of teamwork and effort, anyways. And there's even like different skills that it requires outside of physical sports, but I think it's nice that we're able to we're starting to shift what we're viewing as as being sports and stuff, and I think we're getting along as a society in some places.
I find it really fascinating. So a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have given esports any recognition. I love to watch soccer. I love to watch football, baseball, basketball. I love to watch basically any major sport, and I never really gave it really a thought. And I never thought, how could I get pumped and excited and just as yelling at my TV and just absolutely pumped up watching a row of guys in a soundproof box play Call of Duty. There's a crowd in this fucking
there
arena,
absolutely is.
and you're like, how the fuck do you get excited about that? And then you sit down and you watch one of these tournaments, and you realize that like Ambrose was saying, they're just as skilled as a football player or a basketball player. It's just a different kind of skill, and it's super fascinating to have come from what the fuck? Why would you sit and watch League of Legends or Call of Duty or Counter Strike or any of that?
Rocket League.
And then StarCraft, any of that, and and you sit and you watching holy shit, that person's so fucking good at this. I'm nowhere near as good as they are, and I dream to be that good at this game that I also like. The reason I played basketball in high school and stuff.
Yeah, I think esports is becoming this cool cultural thing because a lot of young people are playing video games on their computers and their phones or their iPads or whatever. And when I played StarCraft a lot, I would watch the tournaments to see how I could get better.
Yes.
In addition to, the tournaments are fun to watch because you get to see these really experienced and advanced players go head to head and take advantage of the resources they have in the game to try to kick each other's asses, and it's so much fun to watch.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing as basketball or anything. It's resource management. It's teamwork. It's cooperation. It's
Communication.
If we were a team, Ambrose would have his certain set of skills, and Mark would have his, and I would have mine.
So, I was gonna say something, but I forgot.
But yeah, I think one of the things that kind of got me into it and appreciating it is, before I went to college, I never really played computer games competitively, and I've never even heard about esports.
Never heard of the game League of Legends before.
Yes.
Same. Actually, my friend was like, "Hey, there's this game we should play," and I was like, "Cool." And it turned out to be League of Legends, but I never realized what it was. And I started trying to figure out how to play it. I had zero fucking idea what I was doing.
Same.
But when I came to college, some of my friends technically everybody at the school was playing it, and so I was like, "All right, cool, I'm gonna give it a try." I started playing it, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun!" It's a really competitive aspect of it. And I was like, my skills showing off how good I am. Everybody look at me, I'm really good. And then there started being, the World Championships and, World Finales and stuff for League of Legends. And I started watching those, and I was like...
They have these tournaments that are worth millions of dollars in cash prizes.
Yeah, and they're all around, South Korea, Europe, they just rotate around. You're like, there was a lot of people watching this. There's, probably tens of thousands of people that go, and then they stream to, millions of people around the world watching this thing, live action.
Well, only that, it gives the kids that didn't play sports because they weren't good at them, that feeling of being on a team and that feeling of being, competitive and stuff. It's not everyone plays baseball or basketball or anything like that.
It's also, to me, one of the best marketing campaigns you could do for anything, is to make something that competitive that catches on that big in your culture. Because, growing up, there's always those kids who are like, I want to play in the NBA one day, or like I want to train and be really good at whatever insert sport or physical activity I'm going to do. And then like that's why the NBA and Major League Baseball and the NFL are so big, or because it's culturally grown. It's from the second you were born, you're almost like there's a chance this could be the next, insert famous athlete or whatever, no matter who you are basically. And like it's even more so within this esports thing because it's so big. And it's also a way that I see games giving back, or publishers, developers, whatever, giving back to the community as well. Because there are so many people who put the time and the effort into these video games that most people consider a waste of time and money and, life in general, usually, And there are so many people who do that, and then they can finally be like, they have another form of success, another confirmation of like, all this shit wasn't for anything. Like, it's super inspirational.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I guess is why computer games and gaming professionally is kind of looked down upon, is that it's not the traditional thing that your parents grew up there. Like I think what it is like if you don't understand something, like you're gonna want to like knock it off right away. So if you're like, oh, mom and dad, I want to do YouTube professionally, or I want to start playing this game and go pro at it, and they're like, what are you talking about? That's a stupid idea. Like you're never gonna go anywhere. But I also think that's because, they probably can't see the progress you're making. Like they, it's not something they know. So True. It's kind of really, I guess, hard for them to, latch on at first or, support you at first or whatever. But I think after a while, you still get that same success feeling. Or like even when I watch like, some of the world championships of like, like League of Legends and stuff, it was kind of an adrenaline rush. You're like, yeah, ooh, that was cool. So I think there's those moments everywhere.
Definitely. Taylor, you and I were talking because you're super into Smash.
Ooh.
And Evo just happened.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, whoever ended up winning one of the Smash tournaments was like your favorite person.
Was it Hungry Bucks?
I think so. Someone won after coming in like second or third for the past like 3 times or whatever, and you got super pumped about it. Like you were screaming at the top of your lungs, like "Fuck yeah, he deserves it!" Blah blah blah. And I thought it was super cool to see you get behind that person, like he is your athlete. He's like the person you look up to.
It's so strange because the Smash community is like really close, but the Smash community is close because Nintendo doesn't want them to be.
Sure.
So when they had Smash Bros. Melee and they made it competitive and it started getting big, Nintendo was like, "The fuck! This is a family game. This is not supposed to be competitive," and they got really like upset about it. And so when they created the next Smash Brothers, their goal was to make it so that anybody could pick up and play, and you didn't really need skill to win. Like a little bit of skill is needed, but honestly, you can mash buttons and probably do just as well. So people were like, "That's dumb," and they created a mod for it, which was Project M, which Project Melee, to be more like Melee. And so that's the one I play, and that's the one I watch intensely. And I like that one a lot. And so then, when that started getting sponsored and a lot of money started pouring into it, Nintendo was getting really, really pissed about it, and they actually tried like putting legal action against it and all this stuff. And so now actually Project M isn't played professionally at EVO or at any of the other big tournaments anymore. And people are playing Smash 4 now, which Smash 4 is probably the worst piece of shit I've ever played in my life. Because you pop into that game and the player base that I went for were children, like that aren't that good at, say, Soul Calibur or the Street Fighter or any of those other fighting games. So this one was a fun Nintendo-y fighting game, and items fall from the sky, and that's generally how you fucking win, or you pick up an item and it throws out some AI force that will kill the enemy for you. And it's like, it turned into a game that was less about playing and more about who got lucky, and I fucking hate that, and I can't stand that. And that, a lot of people are like, yeah, but let's others play. It's like, okay, cool, well, they can go play by themselves, because I'm not gonna play a game where I can't feel like I'm actually doing decently enough in it that I can consider myself skilled. Like Halo. I used to fucking play Halo professionally. Well, not professionally. It wasn't like big, but I tried to do that competitively, and we had local tournaments, and I went into those, and I wasn't the best player, but I was definitely considered one of the better ones. So I was like, it was cool. It was a great feeling. Made me want to do better. But like when it comes to Smash, like the stuff they're trying to do to it, it's like, well, shit. Sooner or later, we're not going to be able to play Smash professionally or competitively for money or whatever. And so that's why it's really easy to get behind the players that are doing super good at Smash, is because they're super likable and they're fun people, and it's a community. We're a family. And we're just trying to stay alive, man.
That actually sounds really cool.
There's a 4-hour documentary on the YouTubes. It's called Smash Documentary, and
Is it smashing?
oh, it is smashing.
Oh, cool.
Okay,
Nice.
it goes like they interview like it starts from how Smash started competitively and like where it is today, and they interview like all of the top players, and it's just super interesting like how some of these people like live and why they do Smash competitively. And, like there's this one guy that he played Smash professionally, and he was easily probably the best player, and one day he just stopped. Everybody's like, why'd you stop playing? And he never gave anybody a reason. He just stopped. And he never had a reason to play until he stopped. And everybody's like, why'd you stop playing, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I just don't want to play anymore. Like, okay, well, why'd you start? And so he never gave him a direct answer, but like, there was this girl he really liked. It was just this giant romantic story on why he started playing Smash. And your heart's all breaking. You're like, oh no, man, this is so cute and shit. But Smash Brothers, yo. It was just, it's fucking weird, man.
I think that's super cool that you mentioned like community and how intense the community is within Smash. I know there's a little bit of news going around about how some bad stuff that's been going on with certain people in it and stuff, but like for the most part, I see the Smash community ultra competitive, but also really cool people, really nice, really personable people.
It's strange. So the players that end up winning these tournaments are like in the top 10, like end up going to like finals or semifinals and stuff. These players are normally the nicest people in the world. They're the most like good sportish. They're fun to be around, and it's funny because people that root for like a specific individual, like Mewtwo King or Hungrybox or Armada or whatever, if Armada or Hungrybox or Mewtwo King doesn't win and it's somebody else, they can still get behind whoever won, because it's just like, damn, Armada didn't win this time, because their winning streaks are so even. It's strange. It's almost like they talk to each other before the show. Like WWE this, the fuck out of it. You're going to win this time?
I'm going to go ahead and like make everything set in stone before and then make it just as big a show as possible.
But,
which actually is kind of cool if you do it that way too.
I don't know, it's strange because you can like everybody that goes to these finals and tries to win, and then occasionally you'll get this underdog that just comes out of fucking nowhere and takes it over.
That's super cool.
Like one player, his name was PC Chris, and he was this skater guy, like total punk ass looking. He was just like this. The hell, this guy doesn't look like he plays Smash. And the reason he started playing Smash was because he was skateboarding one day and he broke his foot, and he couldn't skateboard for a while, so he stuck at home. So he played Smash.
I think that's super cool because like that's how I actually got into like video games and Call of Duty. I tried to do Call of Duty, pretty professionally, competitively for a while, and that was all because I broke my foot too. Because like I was, I was one of those kids who were like, oh, I'm totally gonna go to college and play sports, and then try to make that a career for some fucking reason. And like I broke my foot, and I had like 6 months from where like I could walk, but like I couldn't do much, And like I picked up Call of Duty. My family had just recently got good internet. And like my friends like, you should totally pick up this game, and I had no idea what the fuck I was doing, and it turned out to be one of my favorite games ever. And I got somewhat decent at it, I like to think, and like got a community around it as well. And I thought it was super cool, and honestly kind of changed my life. And kind of made me more like, instead of looking at the nerds or looking at the people who were playing video games and all this differently, I like learned to sympathize with them and like make friends with them. And
although there's occasionally a few where you're like, wow,
you are actually a
scum.
horrible person.
There was Back when I was in high school, like my friends, like we'd all play Call of Duty, and they'd get really good, and they were all on like like quick scoping, doing the whole sniping thing, and getting on claims and stuff like that. And there was at one point where we were gonna put we put a group together to try competitively, and on all these ranked ladders and stuff. And I can't remember what it was, but is it the game battles?
Game battles.
There was another one like a competitor to game battles that we were doing, and instead of at one point I was like, I'm fed up with like all the stress of like everybody like, oh, like let's why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do this? And it's kind of like, are we gonna get together and actually communicate like when we practice, or like what's going on with that? So I just kind of got fed up with all of that, like that stress that happens, like people say shit when you're in the middle of the game, and it's like, dog, you're just killing everything. And so I signed up and volunteered to become a judge for these games.
Oh.
So at one point in time, I was a competitive judge for whatever the competitor was to game battles at the time.
That's kind of fun.
It was actually pretty cool.
I kind of had a similar experience. Like for the reason I don't play those games is like growing up, I of course had video game consoles and stuff, but I was more into cross country running and hiking and hanging out like my friends like out of the house and stuff. And so like I tried to pick up Call of Duty and stuff, and it just wasn't clicking as fast. And like having a group of friends that wanted to play that were really good at it. And so you start to get like shit talked and stuff, and it just really discourages you. And it's kind of the reason I stuck to more mainstream sports growing up, because like at least when I was at basketball practice or cross country practice or track practice, I was being directed as to what to do better and shown what to do better
In a constructive way.
instead of being like, why the fuck can't you hold down C? You're just horrible at this fucking game. Or really, you let that person kill you? He's absolutely garbage. And how did you miss that shot? That's like, I don't know, maybe because I'm still picking up the dynamics of this game. Like, you don't just walk into Call of Duty and suddenly be, fucking good at it.
Yeah.
Like, and then it just gets really discouraging when you play with a group of people that don't allow you to grow into the game. And so, like, for me, and I know a lot of other people, that's the reason that they are not part of the franchise, because it's such a shit show of shit talkers. Like, and that's why I like Overwatch. It's everyone's kind of bad at Overwatch.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who are super good, but those people are playing on a team. They are, they are so good that they have other people who are so good, and then they're constantly destroying you because you're playing again on a team with a lot of people who are like, I don't know.
I don't know. Me and Eric can pull off some crazy fucking shit. Just two of us.
But we're also just having fun. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah,
Like,
sometimes it's like,
But
I can do that, can I? Oh, I can.
Call of Duty's been around for, what, a decade?
that's been forever.
Yeah,
So, like, that's why it's got its hardcore, shitty players that are that way.
I think that
You know?
every community revolved around really competitive games. Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, League, Dota, Overwatch.
But how many hats do you have in TF2?
I don't know what that means.
I have 0. I don't fucking play the game.
But anyway, back talking about games and communities. I think that every community has like those people who are just complete assholes.
And, like, to be honest, I think what makes it the worst about Call of Duty is, like, growing up I had Nintendo consoles, and I didn't get Xbox till, like, later on, so I didn't have the opportunity to play. And so I stepped in to Call of Duty during, like, I don't even know which game it was, but it was, like, 5 or 6 games in. And so that just doesn't allow new people to, like, step into the game, and that's what's frustrating. It doesn't allow new people to step into the community, because if you're not immediately good, or you haven't been playing it since the first one, like,
Yeah.
you're just not welcome there.
I think that's also a thing of, if you play a game competitively and you have a team and stuff, like it's really easy to kind of transition into like other games because you already have like the high level teamwork. It's more of just picking up like the
The things that are similar
yeah
or are not similar.
yeah, it's more of picking up the I guess the uniqueness of the game, how specific controls work and stuff. So you already have all the other high level how to communicate. Typically when you should go for what, you kind of have all that stuff down. So it's really easy to transition, but really hard to get to that point.
Like Halo to Call of Duty type thing is buttons are different. The games are slightly different.
Yeah, but you would still, in an objective game type, you would know, oh, okay, now I should go push this, or I should go back over here and try to protect this instead of,
Yeah, some people still don't know how to fucking do that.
Yeah.
Talking about those
And that's-
toxic people in there.
Yeah, I was like, and that's what's wrong with the community is comments like that.
God, I think we should get Chloe's feedback. Seems a little quiet over here.
Yeah, Chloe, what competitive games do you play?
None.
I
She
think,
plays Skyrim.
I think she plays
Sky-
solitaire
That's
competitively.
Competitive solitaire?
I compete with all the grandmas.
Oh.
I thought it was bingo. You played with grandmas.
My grandma plays solitaire. Bingo.
I didn't know the solitaire community was so headstrong about their game. My bad, guys. I'm sorry.
Just you respect the game, okay? It's a respect.
I respect
thing.
all games. So,
No.
except for Dark Souls.
Oh.
Hey, wait, is there competitive Dark Souls?
I certainly hope.
Actually, I don't think there's competitive Dark Souls. I mean, there might be competitive Dark Souls in the fact of like doing PvP stuff or whatever, but I mean, it's not really something you get competitive about. But I did hear some guy went and replaced all the textures with crabs. It is the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, every texture you can think of is a crab.
One crab or multiple crabs?
Well, there's one crab texture, but because it gets like wrapped around and distorted and stuff, it looks like 5 different crabs. But like the world looks shiny and like super clear, but it's also like you'll climb a ladder or whatever, you'll look under the wall and you'll see the full texture of this perfect crab just sitting on the wall. And then you go up the ladder and realize like all the rungs on the ladder is just this texture of the crab just wrapped over itself all the way across, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, I couldn't tell if you're saying crabs, like the
Yeah.
Yes.
The
or
crustacean?
or crab.
Crabs.
Both of those would be pretty shitty.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
No pun intended. My ass.
But crabs, as in the seafaring creature.
Crabs as in the
Crustacean.
Oh, no.
Mark said that.
Oh, good job, Mark.
They're crustaceans. Anyway, somewhat easy segue. Talking about communities, San Diego Comic Con is going on right now, which is, if I remember right, the big Comic Con, right?
That's what that
big,
fucking is.
That's like the Comic Con, basically. And I went to my first Comic Con, not this past one, but the one before that.
Is it
here.
like the Salt Lake one?
Yeah, whatever
Was it
they
Phoenix?
call it.
There was a Salt Lake
It was
Comic
Fa-
Well,
it was
this is Salt Lake
Fanix.
Comic Con and then the Fanix after that.
We went to Fanix.
We went to something, and it was basically Comic Con. There were people there selling autographs and booths, and people dressed up, all that shit. And I never was into that. I don't like Halloween. I don't like dressing up. I don't like doing all that stuff. So I didn't make anything. I just went to have fun, see what it was. But I also love what is at Comic Con, like the different games, the different tech, the different movies, stuff like that. So I had a great time, don't get me wrong. But one of the things that I really liked was the community that there was within the Comic Con. Because like people who didn't know each other just became the best of fucking friends for like an hour, and I thought that's super fucking cool. And then not to mention like the cosplay gets pretty intricate and super cool.
Oh yeah, there's some that just go to like that really like specific like detail, like it's insane. But so 2 things. I saw the hashtag float around, like it was like SDCC, and I was like, the fuck is that? And then you said San Diego Comic Con, I was like, God, I'm stupid.
You just now realized
Yeah,
what it was.
it just now clicked. But at the second thing, at the Salt Lake Comic Con that goes on, well, I think one of my favorite things is going in there and looking at like the artist galley. Like some of their artwork's insane. Like there's one guy who does. I guess he takes like kind of like game concepts and stuff like that and puts it in like an old Japanese style like painting.
That's cool.
And there was one. It was like the Batman fighting the Joker, and the Joker was like a samurai, and Batman was like a ninja, and they were on like the whole like samurai looking like Japanese style like houses and shit. It was
like the things that have like multiple
like the
roofs.
shingles or whatever. Yeah. They were fighting on that and shit. It was pretty cool. Like
That
they had
sounds
Pokemon.
kinda
They had everything.
My sister got what this guy did was he took giant pieces of like log and he would cut little like panels off the top of the log and he would burn art into it.
That's really cool.
And so she has an art burning from Spirited Away.
Oh,
So,
That's pretty cool. I've seen that done with something similar where like you basically like carve a letter or something and then put gunpowder in it and then light it on fire and it like burns it into wood, kind of similar to that, but it does it like really fast and cool. And then you get all like the around the lettering or around the picture, you get like the extra burnt thing. I thought that was like super fucking cool.
there was one artist I saw. It was like a video on Facebook, whatever. But they paint stuff, but they would do it with gunpowder, and so they would light it and burn it or whatever, and do it some more. It was actually pretty cool.
Explosives and art is
People
probably
get
something that
creative.
shouldn't be put together. But it's pretty cool. Brady and Mark, you guys like Comic Con? You guys went? You guys
I went to Comic Con 2 years ago on Saturday, which was a mistake.
It was the
Because
busiest
it was the
fuck.
busiest day, and the fire marshal had to stop people from going in because it was so packed. But it didn't take us too long to get into the building. It was only like half my brother and I saw Stan Lee and Hulk Hogan, and I illegally took a picture of him, and I didn't give a shit.
Hulk Hogan, the wrestler.
See, like, I've never gone to Comic-Con and was like, oh, you know, there's the celebrities over there.
Yeah.
I've never once went over there because, you like, at least from my experience, you've always had to pay for it. And I've never really wanted to sit in line and be like, hey, man, I like your work.
I went over there once, and this is full guilty pleasure bullshit. You guys remember the TV show Ghost Hunters?
Yes.
My old English teacher and I were super big fans of that show for the longest time. And there were 2 people from Ghost Hunters that were there, and like 3 people in the line. And I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking pay $70 for this shit. So I just like zoomed in as close as I could that had good enough. What's the word?
Quality.
Resolution.
Focus, resolution, whatever shit is. Look clear.
Marketing terms.
So I zoomed in as much as I could, took the picture and sent it to her, and then like that was the only time I went spent over there. Because the only other person over there that was cool was Will Shatner, and Will Shatner was like $150 just to like say hi. And I was like, fuck that.
Fucking Nathan Fillion was $75 to say hi. I was like,
I don't see the whole like hubbub of like paying to meet them. Like,
Yeah, I don't see the idea.
I already paid to watch the movie, or I bought a shirt, or I bought their book already. Like, one, they've made enough money, and 2, I guess my whole like thing with Comic-Con, I'd rather go for the experience of like meeting people and seeing like all the cool nerdy shit. Like,
most of the money from the celebrities goes to paying for the venue.
yeah. And I mean, I get that like they have to make their money and stuff, but like I just personally won't.
It is also a shitty thing. You're like, I don't want to pay $60 to like take
Say
a picture
hi.
with you, or like pay $30 for your autograph. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are people who like that, and that's cool. And like, to be honest, if there was someone who like I'm super into, like I might do it, but not like not like $150 or something like that. But
Yeah.
I also get, like you said, where they're coming from. Like they have to make up their minds.
I know, it's just, I don't know, it just seems kind of like, it also just seems like really unlike, what's the word I want, like, you don't get the connection like you would if you were
It's
in LA.
impersonal?
It's impersonal, like, yeah, you wouldn't, like, if you ran into someone, like a celebrity on the street and had, like, a conversation for 5 minutes, you know, like, there's tons of them, they're like, you can say hi to in a grocery store, they'll be more than happy to talk to you for 5 minutes, take a picture with you, you know. And it's more personal when you actually have this connection instead of like, I waited in this line for 3 hours, paid $150. Hi, how are you? Alright, pose for this picture like everyone else. And like,
That's understandable.
Like,
But I like Comic-Con because I think it's such a really, really cool idea to bring around all of these TV shows, video games, culture, nerd stuff, and put it into this one convention where people can cosplay, they can be themselves, they can be around people who are just like them, and it gives an opportunity for artists to sell their work. And
I
it's
really want to go to PAX just for that sake.
And it's so cool. Like,
yeah.
unfortunately, I didn't have any money except for the tickets, so I like wasn't able to buy anything except like a drink.
But like all the stuff that you're like, oh man, I totally could have bought that.
Yeah, I was like,
Shit's
oh, that's a
cool.
giant fucking dragon. That's cool.
Like if I was one of those celebrities though, like to be honest, like I probably would have been like, you know, thanks for the invite. Here's the money that like you wanted to make from me, like my portion thing, and then I would just walk around. Like I would have been like, I'll totally go and tell people I'll be here from this time to this time. Here's my chunk that you guys would have got or like wanted to get, and now I'm just gonna walk around and have fun with people with it.
So the first Comic-Con, when they first did it here in Salt Lake, I went to that one, and me and my sister were walking around, and we're walking by the food court areas, and as we're like walking by, the 51st Stormtroop Legion marches into the cafeteria area, and everybody's like, what the hell, what are they doing here? And they go into one of the lines, and they grab Dean from Supernatural.
What?
He was in line just
Oh,
getting food,
shit.
and they're like, you're coming with us. And he's like, what? No, guys, how did you notice? And he made like a big scene as they dragged him out of the food court. He's like, my lawyer will hear about this. And he just screamed at the top of his lungs. He's losing his mind. This like girl walked by in a Harley Quinn costume, and he's like, oh, I really like your costume.
Things like that are like my favorite thing about Comic-Con. Like the like Brandon was saying, the personal time you do get to have with those, if that happens, is like super cool.
I think the only time I think I've ever met a celebrity, at least that I know of, was when I was in high school. I played against Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son in football.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, he
He's
signed my
on
arm
radio.
So.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I've met Dallin Boyce. He's a celebrity. He's the redheaded kid in Daddy Day Camp.
I was gonna say I don't know who that is, but then you just said that.
He's a nobody.
He went to school with us.
Yeah.
He's a worthless child actor.
Oh, damn!
God.
Shots fired. The celebrity that I met at the Comic-Con was Sean Patrick Flannery, because
Isn't that great?
yeah, his niece went to school with us, and I thought it was super cool because I fucking love that man. Not in a homosexual way. I just love him.
I feel like I know who he is, but I
He was in Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
A bunch of other shit.
which one?
He is one of the brothers.
Okay.
He is.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. I love
He is the
Boondock
one
Saints.
that's not.
Those
Norman
movies
Reedus.
are so good.
You said that's not Norman Reedus.
He's the one that's not Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus was in. Holy shit! I'm terrible with actors.
Norman
I don't know
Reedus
this.
and Sean Patrick Flannery are the two. They
Okay.
are in the Boondock Saints.
Well, now that we're on the same page,
They are the brothers.
Did you have something to
Chloe's a
say
little
about
upset.
it?
Chloe,
I just wanted him to stop talking.
Oh.
I'm sorry that I'm trying to figure things out in this world. Okay.
For once.
Oh.
Okay, no domestic violence in our apartment, please. So this is what about an hour in appointments. Should we call this an episode?
Yeah,
Today.
that should be
And
good.
Yeah.
then, so this has been, what episode was it? Was this 4?
This is
4 or 5?
Podcast episode? We're gonna say 4.
4.5.
It's 4 because we skipped a week.
I think 4.5 because then that's either 4 or 5.
I'm gonna say
But-
4, and then if it ends up being 5, I'm gonna put a very obvious, like, voiceover of just someone going 5 every time we say 4.
Welcome
I
to
hope it's like
podcast
an old
number
lady.
5.
It'll be a different voice every time.
Now serving number 362.
It'll be-
Yeah, but like
The white
Ooh.
zone is for the unloading.
this could be podcast 3 part 2.
I'm gonna stick with 4, and if I need to switch to 5, I'll switch to 5.
Well, because I mean, okay, all right. That's
Next
fair.
time on Dragon Ball Z.
But yeah, this has been episode 4 of the Player 6 podcast.
Next time in Half-Life 3,
Every time!
because
Are we
it won't
ever,
come out.
we ever not gonna get a podcast?
Did you like my Facebook post from 3 years ago?
Oh, I was so pissed.
Oh, three years ago, Facebook was, or today, or a couple weeks ago, 3 years ago, that day, Facebook was like, "Hey, Ambrose, you made this post. You wanna share it?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And it was
Tags me in it.
yeah, it was a post of me just looking at the time, and it was like, "Oh, it's 4:40. Guess what? There's 3 digits in there. 4 plus 4 is 8 minus like 6 or whatever." And I went on this whole like math stream, and at the end I got 3, and I was like, Half-Life 3 confirmed. And then I tagged Taylor in it, and that was 3 years ago. Half-Life 3.
It's never coming out.
Alright, let's wrap this fucking podcast.
So this has been episode 4. Episode 5 will be out this Saturday. Don't forget to check that out. And then every Saturday following that one will be a new episode of the Player 6 podcast. Next week, I think we're focusing a lot on some new technology stuff, right? That's the
Yes.
plan.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So tech episode Saturday. Everyone say bye.
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 Bye.